2019, I ran into the back of a car. Uh, I was north of 190 mile an hour when I hit the car.
Whoa.
I got fucked up pretty bad. Once, as soon as I could walk again, I started looking for a building to rent out. It was kind of like, all right, I lived. Why did I live? What is here for me? What do I need to
Your
do? And
purpose. What's your purpose?
that that's what started the official cross build. Is I knew that I almost died when you have a near death experience like that. You kind of look at life a little different. It takes a lot of the fear of, well, what if I don't make it? What if I can't afford it? What if I fail my dream? But after the accident, it was kind of like, well, I could die tomorrow, so why not try to live my dream while I'm still here? And that's what gave me the courage to actually open the shop up, was living and being able to walk again after the accident that I had.
That is not something that a lot of people walk away from, George. So, that's fucking amazing that you were able to come back from that and create the platform that you have today. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people look at, like you said, like, what if I fail? You don't fail unless you quit. You know what I'm saying? Because you keep trying, you keep trying. Eventually, you're gonna get there. It's just
Yeah,
having the courage to never give up. I think a lot of people are afraid of really facing that fact of, you have to have the courage to keep going.
absolutely.
You know what I mean? I rather sacrifice everything for something that I feel like in my heart I am made and I am ready for, right? Than die not knowing. I can't deal with the fact of not knowing myself. You know what I mean? I need to
Yep.
be I'd rather go broke and be like, you know what, man, I exhausted everything that I could possibly do for this dream or these aspirations that I had, than looking and being like, ah man, I wish I would have. That doesn't fly with me. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So, the fact that, hey, that maybe that was a rough time, but it took you to the next level of your life.
Yeah. I mean, it it was really eye opener for me as who I was as a person, but also who I surrounded myself with. You know what I
Mm,
mean? The people that were there, and be honest with you, man, it was kind of nice to be laid up in the in a I moved so much and I worked so much because I only had one kid back at that point. I would work a lot, long hours. I enjoyed working, so you couldn't get me away from it. And it was nice to just have a break to really sit back and evaluate things. People would come out to my house and put me in the wheelchair and wheel me out to the garage, and I would help them fix shit. And then, it was actually just a very interesting time for me. I don't remember any sorrow or anything like that. And reality of it was, since the moment I opened my eyes on the side of the road after the wreck, everybody was so worried, and I'm like, guys, I'm alive. Like, it's like, your bike's on fire, and it's like, fuck that bike. Like, I'm alive. Like, I shouldn't have lived
yeah,
through that. I knew I didn't have any head injuries, so when I woke up on the side of the road, I was very aware of everything that happened. Like, I knew exactly what happened, why I was where I was. So I've just been, grateful to live through that versus looking at the down the sorrow side of things, I guess.
yeah, yeah. Well, you know what, man? So shout out to your friends and the groups that you have, right? Because I'm sure being in the hospital, it gave you all the perspective you could possibly ask for. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? With the people you surround yourself with, the loyalty, right, that you have around you. This is a conversation that I was having with Super H2 the other day. Nowadays, what does loyalty look like? What does friendship look like? You know what I mean? I think it's very different than, what maybe our generation, the guys that are in their 30s, and older, uh, deem friendships to be, compared to what it really is now. You know what I mean? And like, even when I first started getting into the scene, I think, Landon, you just had your surgery, and I came across your page, George, and it was when you surprised Landon with the with the
Nash.
what was
Nash.
it? Yeah, yeah, And I'm sitting there and I'm like, that's some fucking real shit, bro. I was like, you don't see that. Like, you don't, people carry friendships differently, right? Like, everybody carries loyalty and friendships differently. But to see that, I was like, wow. I'm like, this is more than just a bike thing for these two
Yeah.
guys. You know what I mean? It's that's just not something that you see anymore. And I appreciate it just from the outside looking in, to see that kind of friendship still evolve, because it's just not something you really see too much anymore. You
Yeah.
know, so that was an awesome takeaway that you got all the way around, so I'm sure. So that must have been interesting when you saw what Landon was going through. Have you guys known him? Did you know him for quite a while, or was this built like within the last couple of years, your friendship?
The built last couple of years. I haven't known. I'm probably what
End of 2021.
Yeah. So dang, it's been that long.
It has, yeah. End of 21. Oh no, end of 22. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds about right.
Yeah, end of 22 when I got the book.
Wow, man. See, but sometimes I listen, it's kind of funny, right? Because in the year or so that I've been in this, the amount of people that I've met that I wasn't expecting any real friendships to come out of this per se. You know what I mean? I've always been someone that I've had a very small friend group, core people in my circle. But man, surprisingly enough, man, the rotary scene has definitely placed people in my life that I was not expecting to be there. Coming from I've always been riding since I was 20, but this community per se, that it definitely blessed me in that way with some really, really good relationships, and that was something that I was not expecting, and I'm very appreciative for, because man, 2025, man, it's just rough to just find genuine people, like real genuine people that want to be your friend without monetary gain or any kind of like,
Absolutely.
purpose behind it. I feel like a lot of the time nowadays, there's purpose. You don't really meet people that want to just really be a friend to be a friend, because they like your personality.